change our hearts and fade, like jump. Never asking why we kissed, I fell under your spell of love. No good deny. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you.
Week 2. Power Rankings, BAMF League. Alright. Let's go on the next song. Alright guys, this is week 2 of the Jace the Face's Power Rankings. Week 2 got a little more dicey than I thought, and starting to pull away from the pack some people, and some people are starting to feed the bottom. So let's get this over with quick. I'm going to start with, first and foremost, my Power Rankings are pretty chalk from Yahoo's, just because it is only 2 weeks in, but let's just do it. Learning Computers is going to stay at number 10. His team is still bad. Last week he was 10 as well. Doug Martin's all about he has, and then Romo's not very good. His team's terrible. Let's move on. Cass, you're going to be number 9. Hooked on Tronics, you moved from 8 from last week to 9. Once again, Stephen really took a shit on your face. And then you had a great game by Rogers, but Palmer was subpar. Cobb was good. You're just not putting up the points. And right now your team is really, really close to being the worst team in the league. So you got to make some moves. I hope you make them quick, because I know you're a pretty good fantasy player. Let's keep on moving up the list. I have to put the boners there. Sorry, Justin, I knocked you down from 7 to 8 this week. Did not have a great week last week. You kind of showed your true colors, in my opinion. What was the score of your game last week? Only putting up 116. That's terrible. That's real bad. 116 is not going to pull it if you're not pushing 125, 130. You're not winning the week. I'm sorry, Justin. I was hoping you'd make a moves, but then your team showed its true colors. Number 7 is going to have to go to Llama. Llama had a bounce back week. He was ranked 9 last week. Now he's 7. So he's moved up in the chain. Even after Colin Kaepernick had a shit week, he still had great weeks by Wes, Brandon Marshall, Arian kind of brought it. He had a pretty solid week all around. I'm still not a big fan of his team, but I did move him up because he did win. And then I'm going to hop to number 6. That's going to go Pat. Lugnut fixed it. Pat is having a rough start of the season. He has the 3rd least score points in the league, and he is 0-2. The only reason he is not in the bottom feeders is because I do like his team somewhat. Starting Michael Vick, you made me eat my words. You were correct on that play. Still don't like it because I don't like Michael Vick, but you were correct. Maurice Jones-Drew, he needs to be benched. He's god-awful. His team's the worst team in the league. And, you didn't have a great 2 weeks, so I hope you turn it around. I still like your team. But I do think having Rob Gronkowski come back this week will help out. And maybe Maurice Jones-Drew will find his legs. I don't know. After that, we're going to hop to 5. It's going to be Tim. He moved up from 6 to 5 this week, getting his first win. Tim has really had a great week, and his players showed up. Rivers, Wilson showed up. Deshaun Jackson and Calvin Johnson were the big keys in his game this week. Deshaun went off. And, when Deshaun's going to go off, he's a boomer bust kind of player. Tim's usually going to win. So he's going to be at 5. I like his team. I had him pre-ranked at, I think, 4, so he's right where he needs to be. Then I have to put Josh at 4. I dropped him from 2 to 4 this week. He lost to me, of course. He had an awful week. Andre Johnson got hurt. Larry Fitzgerald got hurt. Adrian Peterson did god-awful. And Josh Freeman scored 6 points. Probably one of the worst weeks he's had. Well, it is the worst week he's had, but probably one of the worst weeks he'll have all season. He needs to do something, and something quick, about Josh Freeman. That is his biggest glaring hole in his team. and they're talking about even maybe benching him. So I hope he makes moves, just not when I'm playing him. Then I have to go to number 3. I'm going to put myself tit on the nip there. I did not move myself in rankings. I kept myself at 3. I'm the bottom feeder of the 2 and O's, but I'll take it. My team played pretty good last week. My receivers, I should say my receivers played great last week. My quarterbacks were pretty good. Tom Brady sucked dick, so I traded his ass. My team's a pretty big new lineup. 3 new starting guys coming into week 3 with Andy Dalton, Marshawn Lynch, and Anquan Bolden. For any of you that did not know the blockbuster trade that went down this week. As is Cal's team will be different as well, but I really think, personally, I like my team even better. I filled up a really weak flex position. Wanted to put myself at 2, but I kept looking at Barry Cockener's team, and Steve, your team is doing dirty. Eli Manning had a shit week, and he's still doing great. Julio, Nelson, Forte, DeMarco, you know, they're all putting up solid points. Stevie Johnson found his hands again. Like the Joyce Bell, I really wish I could have picked him up, but didn't happen. It looks like Reggie Bush is going to be hurt or limited to his carries next week, so that's even a better pick. I really like this team. Everything looks solid on the surface. If I could point out any weaknesses, I don't know. Starting team is just, it's all good. Steve, you really surprised me. You went from, I think, preseason ranking 9 to, you know, now you're number 2. I think the Joyce Bell pickup was awesome. Stevie Johnson's playing good. I already went over team. Steve, your team's doing great. Keep it up. I did not move Cal. He's still number 1. He had another fantastic week, beating the Boners, scoring 144 points. Leads the league in points as well. And he has a new team. Very surprising. Cal is top-ranked player, and he makes a blockbuster trade with myself. He got picked up Tom Brady and Reggie Bush. He did sacrifice on the Marshawn Lynch for Reggie, but he did upgrade from Andy Dalton to Tom Brady. Will prove out to be, if it's a positive or negative, the trade he made, but I think it's going to be a wash or very close to a wash. I don't think it improved his team any, but it did not hinder it at all, and it could improve it. If Tom Brady comes back to doing what he does best, then it's going to make his team better, and you just have to pray that Reggie doesn't get hurt. That's the biggest weakness of Reggie. Besides that, Matt Schaub is solid. You have great receivers, and you put Pierre Gasol even on the bench, and he scores 20 points for you. Your bench has a charm to it with your receivers. You just got to pick the right guy. Julius Thomas, Eddie Royal, Reggie Bush, LaShawn's going off. Victor's doing his Mamba Tombas, and Matt Schaub's playing great. I really like your team, Cal. You're going to stay at number 1. And I think you're going to stay there for a while unless something happens injury. Hope you guys like those power rankings. I'm going to hop over and do my matchups for the week. Let me make sure I'm looking at the right week. The first matchup I got is Hooked on Tronics versus, I think it is Dwayne Boners. Let me make sure. Yes, Dwayne Boners. I have actually the Boners stealing this game out from under Hooked on Tronics. Like I said, Cass, your team's not very good right now. You need to do something with Steve Ridley. Boners takes it. Next game, Gotham versus Learning Computer. I don't even think I need to say who's going to win this game, because you all know. After that, we go to The Bank versus Lugnut. Very interesting game. I think Pat makes his comeback, gets his first W, and takes The Bank out. After that, we go to... what am I missing? Who am I missing? Oh, Tit on the Nib versus Llama. Myself versus Ryan. Close game. I have to give myself the edge. I don't think Llama can keep up with my team, but it's going to be close right now. Yahoo has this only 2 points difference in my favor. Let's hopefully it works out for my favor. Sorry, Ryan. Then I have to go to the game of the week, in my opinion, is Barry McCockiner versus Pentakill. Number 2 versus number 4 in my power rankings. 2 powerhouses. Josh had a bad week, but Barry's rolling. I'm going to give the game to, though. Who do I give this game to? I give it to Barry. I think Josh is going to slip up again. It's going to be close, but Barry McCocker's team is too powerful all around. And Josh is going to need big game from Peterson, and he has to get some kind of production from Josh Freeman, because that's too big of a gap to fill. I like Josh's studs, Alfred, Peterson, and Charles. But Steve's team is just too stacked. He takes this game. Josh falls to 1-2. Still think he's a playoff contender. Still think he's one of the top teams in the league, but he's got to make some moves. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had a blast this weekend with all you guys. Pat, I wish you were here. Ryan and Matt as well. We had a lot of fun. And hope you guys like watching these. Send me feedback. Do one next week.